Other interesting business news, you have Chinese-owned BYD profits skyrocketed by 80%. Now, BYD is one of the largest electric car manufacturers some people may have never heard of. They're extremely large in China, which makes sense. They're headquartered there. That's where the majority of manufacturing takes place. And it looks like their profits increased 80% the same year they overtook Tesla by number of vehicles produced, which is quite an achievement to say the least. They say, thanks to CNN Business, that the net profit almost doubled to 30 billion yuan. Not my friend, but specifically Juan? No. I said it right the first time. Partially digress. That correlates with the U.S. Oh, granted, it's like the exchange rates fluctuate like the stock market, but at the time of this recording, the article says it was worth about 4.2 billion American dollars, which is equivalent to like, I don't know, $1 million of monopoly money. It's all fiat currency. But they also said that as an increase from 2.3 billion in 2022, the Shenzhen-based company said earlier this week on Tuesday, which is in terms of production, that's where it's really impressive. In 2023 as a whole, BYD sold a record 3.02 million vehicles globally, up 62% from 2022. That figure includes 1.44 million plug-in hybrids that Tesla does not sell. Now, Elon Musk car maker still sold more BEVs last year at 1.8 million to BYD's 1.57 million. And the thing that's going to be really detrimental for the automotive companies in the United States is BYD could win 8 days a week when it comes to being an aggressive price point. I mean, China has one of the most attractive business environments. It's very low regulation. It has very low cost for energy. They have a lot of coal plants that are being constructed every single day. Well, they're not being completed in a single day, but you get what I was trying to say here. And Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford Motor Company, also warned that BYD is going to come to the U.S. and is going to be detrimental for a lot of the U.S. car manufacturers, especially the big three. The big three being General Motors, Ford, as well as Chrysler. Well, Chrysler, they went bankrupt so bad they're now known as Stellantis, and they're headquartered out of Europe. But the big three also had the most expensive labor thanks to the United Auto Workers contract that negotiated in 2023. And again, it looks like as soon as these start flooding the market, I don't know, there's a lot of speculations if Trump wins, he is very much in favor of businesses, foreign entities and imports being tariffed, or slapping on a tax on it, which he did with the raw materials such as I believe it was aluminum and steel in a couple of years ago when he was in office. And again, that's one mechanism you could use to protect local entities. However, at the same time, you have people in the U.S. who are saying, hey, we just need some cheap electric vehicles, and all they care about is adoption rates. And if you want 100%, well, you'll never get 100% adoption rate on anything, except, well, not even with taxes. There are some people who don't pay those. But nevertheless, I mean, some of these vehicles, the cheapest Tesla is $39,000 before tax. And granted, I know that certain states and federal incentives also kick in, but it looks like the entry-level vehicle for BYD is $10,000. And they're still making a profit on that. Now, granted, with tariffs and import fees, maybe when it comes to the U.S., it'd be significantly more. There's a reason certain vehicles never make it into the U.S., thanks to partially bureaucracy, but also laws and import fees. But, yeah, it looks like the average car industry record profit was 5% compared to 5.7%. So throughout the years, the profit margin has been decreasing. So in 2021, the average profit margin for a vehicle was 6.1%, then dropped down to 5.7%, then 5% in 2023. So the industry's, remember, when people are buying cars, a lot of people are complaining, oh, I'm spending $20,000, $30,000 over MSRP. All that money goes directly to the dealerships, which are, I was going to say mom and pop shops. Realistically, there are a couple large entities that, it's a whole business industry in and of itself that own dealerships, but the manufacturer doesn't realize any of that revenue. They don't get any of that money. They just get whatever the dealership paid for it. So let me know in the comments, would you ever buy or would you ever drive a BYD vehicle? And do you care if it's imported from China? Would you pay more to have it manufactured here? And how detrimental do you think this could be to U.S. manufacturing? As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,